It's coming up. Exactly. You can see it now.
Okay.
Yes, we
So,
can see it.
all right, sir. I'll be speaking to building your personal brand in the digital age. How to build a name, earn trust, and create opportunities online. So, by way of introduction, I will start by asking us this question: that when someone searches your name online today, what story does the internet tell them about you? Will it be a story of one who is intentional, who is skilled, who is a professional, or are we going to be struggling to understand who you are, what you do, or the value you bring? So the truth is that whether we realize it or not, every one of us, we are building a brand every single day. So every activities we engage in, because of the subject of our discussion, I'll just be talking about the online. But it covers more than online. But let's stick to the online. So every activities you engage in online on a daily basis, whether casual, whether you are not intentional, you are just doing your thing online, maybe on any of your social media pages and all of that, you are building a brand. You are building a brand. Because we live in a digital age where your first impression is often made before you even get to see people physically. Before you actually get a first handshake from anyone in this digital age, the impression about you will have been formed. Unlike the days where we don't have digital advantage, where people can form impression when they meet you physically and they interact with you. But in these days that we have now, people don't need to meet you physically or interact with you physically before they can actually form expression about you, because they will go out there on the social media and check information about you, and whatever they see, whatever you are building, I mean, whatever you are putting out there is your brand. You may not realize it, and that is what people, that is a perception that people will have about you. So in today's world that we live, clients visit your pages, employers, I mean, prospective employers, prospective clients, prospective business partners, they check on you online to know your digital identity before they ever meet you in person. So that is why we need to be conscious about branding. We need to be conscious about it. So having said that, let's move to the next slide to understand what branding is all about. So please know that branding is not your logo. It is not your color or your website. It is beyond that. Your brand is a perception that people have about you. The perception, what people perceive about you, is your brand. And this is based on your character, on your competence, your communication, and consistency. Now, perception cannot be formed out of nothingness. No, you are responsible for whatever perception people have about you, especially online. So whatever perception that people have about you, you're actually responsible for it, because perception cannot be actually formed out of nothingness. It is what you put out there that people will it is what you put out there that people will that will become the basis of people's perception about you. That is why these four important key, they are very important in building a brand for yourself, whether it's a personal brand, whether it's a business brand. And that is the character, the competence, your skill and expertise, communication, your ability to sell yourself, your ability to sell your value, your ability to sell your solution, and the consistency. And some few weeks ago, one of I don't want to mention the name of the person, but one of musician in this nation actually, made a comment online that attracts backlashes from so many people, concerning certain event that is happening in the country. She just took her social media page and started making comments. And it was like, people just reacted against what she was saying and all of that. One thing that she didn't understand was actually that she's building a brand. And the video she did is actually a deviation from her brand. It's a deviation. And that video actually changed many people's perspective about her. So people don't really understand what it means, what brand really means. Brand, a brand is what you build, that it takes time for you to build a brand, actually. It takes time, it takes consistency. So you cannot build a brand in one day. You cannot build a brand in 1 year. Your brand is actually, your brand is I'm trying to look for the right word to use. Is what you build over time by what you put out there. So, even to the point that it was few days to her birthday before she did that. And even on her birthday, people were just, the backlash was so much. So somebody was also watching a video of a particular lady who sells clothing material, and she was just there blabbing online, or doing all kinds of things. I don't know. She in her own opinion, when I just watched few of those videos, she was actually talking to her haters, that the way the people price her materials started costing them and all of that. I was pissed off. So that this lady does not understand what brand is all about. If we understand what brand is all about, it is something we are going to be building intentionally. It is something we are going to be building consistently. We are not going to deviate from putting things out there that does not, that is not in alignment with our brand. That is just off our brand, because it can actually affect people's perception about us. I want to believe that you can hear me tonight, everyone. Please, can you just...
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, sir. So your brand is what people think of when they hear your name. When people hear your name, what is it that they think about? That is your brand. Your brand is your reputation. It is your identity. It is actually the promise that people associate with you. Here, I put out some examples of some people that when you hear them, you can actually tell what they do, what they stand for. That is just a perfect example of a brand. You hear Steve Jobs, innovation. You hear Oprah Winfrey, inspiration. When you hear the name of Tony Elumelu, entrepreneurship, African entrepreneurship. You hear the name of Aliko Dangote, entrepreneurship. You hear Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, wealth and personal development. When you hear the name of Felix Odokomi, popularly called CD, tech, software development, author. That is what brand is all about. Your people's perception about you, what people perceive about you. And I said that branding cannot be formed. I said perception cannot be formed out of nothingness. So you are responsible for what people perceive about you by what you put out there, by how you communicate your identity, how you communicate your value, how you communicate the solution you're actually giving. Now you are consistent and you are focused about it. That is what brand is all about. Let's proceed. Now, I want to share with us a simple formula for personal branding. Character plus competence plus consistency plus visibility is equal to a strong personal brand. Character, competence, consistency, and visibility. Character is what gives people a reason to trust you. You know, I used to have a fashion designer. Sometimes somebody introduced him to me, and he has made some clothes for me. Because of that, we exchange contact. I have his number, and he will always post on his WhatsApp status. And anytime I view the status, I'm not always pleased with all kinds of things that he used to post pictures of his friends where they were dancing, went to club, do all of those things. At a point in time, his contact is actually becoming a nuisance to me. So I just have to block him. So, and as a result of that, I can't see anything he's posting again. It's been a while. I think maybe 5 years ago. I don't think I've patronized him. Why? Because even if he posts anything reasonable or anything in line with his business, maybe he's posting new styles, new design that I may love, I won't even see it again, because that is character issue. That is character issue. So it is very important. People just post things. People don't really understand what the social media is for. People don't understand. You see somebody who studies, let's say, agriculture in the university. When you see him on his post online, maybe any of his social media page, be it Facebook, Instagram, all of that, you can never even think of it that this guy is actually into agric, or this is what this guy is doing. He can be posting about shoes. It's not that he's selling shoes, maybe just like shoes, putting out shoes. He's not selling shoe. He's not producing shoe. Just put out expensive shoes or expensive cars online, or putting pictures of beautiful ladies online. And those are the things that people do. So when you check them out there, you can't tell what is it that this guy is doing. You don't know. It's just music videos, all kinds of things. So we need to understand that the media space is actually it's a leverage to build our brand, and we need to use it accordingly. Competence gives people confidence in your ability. So you don't just go out there and post things and all of that. You need to have a level of competency. So what in my own opinion, what I believe the social media is for is to showcase your character, to showcase your competence, then be consistent about it to the global audience. Showcasing your character, showcasing your competence with consistency to the global audience. By doing that, you'll be able to create an awareness. You'll be able to attract you'll be able to attract those who are in need, of what you do, and you're also going to be able to make your impact and solve people's problem. So if any of this is missing, your brand will become weak. Let's move to the next slide now, which is why personal branding matters in the digital age. Why? In this age that we have, every conversation, every email, every social media post, every comment that you put out there is actually contributing to your brand. Your brand is not what you say about yourself. Your brand is what other people consistently experience when they interact with you. So therefore, we cannot overemphasize the importance of branding in this digital age. And every one of us need to leverage on the advantage of this current digital economy to showcase our relevance, our impact, and our contribution to our world. So one of the reasons why personal branding matters in this digital age is that it attracts clients. The world is now a global village. You can actually get clients that will patronize you online. You can actually get clients that you are going to sell your solution to. You know, the winner in the business world is not the guy who has a lot of solution. It's not the guy who has sophisticated solution. It's the guy that can actually sell his solution to those that are in need of it. What is the essence of having a very sophisticated solution without people benefiting from it? So therefore, the digital platform will give you the advantage to attract clients that can buy your solution, that can buy your value, that can buy your products. But the way you position yourself is actually very important. You know, for instance, now, if you are, let's say you are into medical, you are in the medical line, or you are in the counseling line, maybe a psychologist, and all you do, a friend of mine was sharing with me, I went to a psychologist to just for a counseling section, and a section is about 50,000 naira, and it's even less than 1 hour. So can you imagine that kind of guy that if you check his page, all he does is dancing, just play music and dancing. You won't take him serious to go and put your life and destiny under him to cancel you. That you want to take a certain decision concerning your career, your business, and you go and sit under a guy who is always dancing online and he claims to be a psychologist. It can't work that way. But when you begin to see him online, projecting himself, projecting what he do, you take him serious. So personal branding matters in this age because it attracts clients. Another reason is it helps you get jobs. For a career person in our midst, your prospective employer, they go online every time to go and check about you. There was a particular job a friend of mine was actually, applying for, that they asked him that what's apart from your professional career, what other things are you doing as impact and contribution to your community? So he told them that he is doing one or two things for the youth, for the teenage. So they asked him to put it online. Send us your page. If you have been truly doing it, we expect that the story should be on your page. That is the world that we are in right now. It's a digital world. Number 3, it builds trust and credibility. Whatever you claim to do, maybe a profession, maybe a business, whatever it is that you claim to do, one of the ways you can earn trust and credibility in this digital age is to put it out there. And that is branding, is to work on your brand so that your brand will be out there. So if people want to interact with you, like I said when we started, that they will first go and interact with a version of you that is online, and that is your brand, before they come and interact with your physical person. And most of the time, when a version of you that is online, which is your brand, it's not really, making sense. They will leave from there. They won't even meet you in person again. Once they go out there to check you and they just say that they won't. That is why we need to take the matter of branding seriously. Next, it creates influence. Unlike, the past ages where digital technology is still limited. But in these days, You can have a lot of influence in this world, leveraging on the digital economy. Do you know a lot of millions of people that are on each of those social media platforms? And if you are out there giving value, if you're out there creating solution, of course, you are going to make a lot of influence. That is why personal branding matters. Then it opens global opportunities. Global opportunities. Your audience right now, it is the global, you have a global audience right now, so to say, than in those days where maybe you are just in Lagos and you are even in a local government in Lagos and a ward, your influence may not go beyond, but today where you can actually showcase your product, your services to nations, to territories, just leveraging on the digital economy through your branding. Look at this reality check. Your social media profile is your digital CV. Your content is your digital introduction. Your reputation is your digital currency. That is just the truth of the matter. Your CV is your profile on the social media that prospective employers, partners will check. Your content is your digital introduction. What are the contents? What is the quality of your brand? What is the quality of your brand? Then your reputation is your digital currency. So whatever opinion people form about you based on your brand, based on the things you are putting out there, it is your digital currency. Let's move to the next slide right now. The 5 pillars of building a strong personal brand. We have talked about the importance of of building a brand in this digital economy. So what are the pillars of building a personal brand for yourself? Number 1 is clarity. Before you can build a brand for yourself, you need clarity. Know who you are. Do you know the reason why somebody who is, let's say, somebody who is into tech, for instance, the reason why the guy will be posting videos, music videos of where they are dancing naked, jumping up and down, is because the guy does not have clarity. He doesn't have clarity of, he doesn't even understand himself. If you don't understand yourself, you cannot even sell yourself to your world. So, if you have a very vague understanding of yourself, that is what you are going to project to your world. And that version of yourself, the world will not accept it. The world will not receive it. The world will not value it. The world will not pay for it. They will not pay for it. And that is why many people are frustrated and they are stranded. So one of the pillars is clarity. You need to know who you are. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your skills. You need to know the problem you want to solve. You need to know the people you want to serve. You need to understand what is it that people want to remember me for. When you understand that, that will inform the content of your brand. So there are so many people today who have put a lot of things online, a lot of toxic things online, that even when they die, it will still remain there. They don't have clarity. So to build a personal brand for yourself, you need clarity of who you are, your skills, your strength. So this will inform the content you are putting out there. Okay, for instance, why do you want us to see your bedroom where you are dancing inside your bedroom? Why do you want us to see it? What impact will that create? Why do you want us to see your where you are eating? What does that have to do with the impact that you want to create, the solution that you want to solve? So clarity is very important. There was a particular lady that used to do content online, and she's actually cooking. And after the whole stuff, she will now say, if you want to learn how to cook, call this number or follow this link and all of that. So one day I watched the video. Everything she was projecting is even irritating. The kitchen is bad. The pots, they are bad. even the food she's cooking. How many people will subscribe to that kind of thing? Clarity. Number 2 pillar, competence. You need to become really good at something before you start projecting. It's actually a vital ingredient for your personal brand. What am I good at? The reason why somebody will be posting different kind of things today is posting about, somebody two celebrities who are fighting. The next day, what is he good at? If you are good at something, then project it. So one of the pillar of building a personal brand is competence. What am I good at? What is that I'm good at that I can use in helping people, solving people's problem? It's also a pillar. Another pillar is consistency. Then you need to show up repeatedly. Showing up repeatedly, showing up every now and then. That is how to build a strong personal brand. Number next is visibility. Let people know that you exist. I wrote it that visibility is not showing off, it's making your value visible. Like I said, when you are jumping up and down, dancing, what is that? Is that a value? So when you make your value visible, making your value visible, what can I do? What can I do? The reason why many people don't actually build brand is because of value. What will you project? So visibility is actually another pillar for building a personal brand. Just make your value available. Then finally, credibility. Credibility. By doing all of these things, you are going to start building trust. People will start trusting you because anytime they see your content out there, you are talking about tech. They know that this guy knows what he's doing. Anytime they see your content out there, you are talking about education. They know this guy knows what he's doing. But today you talk about this, tomorrow you come at this. You are just confusing everybody. So credibility is one of the pillar for building a strong personal brand. As I conclude tonight, if you truly want to be successful in this digital age, you cannot overemphasize the importance of branding. Or let me say, one of the ingredients of success for the digital age is having a strong personal brand. So anyone who is still struggling in this digital age, one of the problems that I may have may be the problem of branding. So we need to understand what branding entails and the principles that, like I've shared tonight, of building a strong personal brand, and also commit ourselves to it so that we can also, become a beneficiary of the numerous blessings and resources and opportunity that is available in the digital age. Thank you so much.
CD, your mic is not active.
All right, thank you for that wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. In fact, I have also learned a lot tonight. And one of the things that I've learned personally is we have to be intentional about how you communicate your solution, being it solution, being it value, and that goes to everybody. You don't necessarily need to have a brand. Uh, you as a person, you are a brand, just like you said. You are a brand yourself. Your consistency, competence. There was a video clip I watched while we're rounding up this. I'm also preparing for his presentation. It was a video clip, a political. Uh, I think it was like a political talk, and the man said something. He said when he was in a, I will not mention political party, But said it was in the past in the meeting, and it was like an interview, and he said something. Because of what he said he began to lose some friend. I said, someone called and said, please confirm this video. Are you the one speaking from the video before I say something? Then he said he responded that he is the one. When he said, you know what, the project I gave you, don't bother to respond. Stop working on it. So if you have this mindset, if you can be talking with this type of mindset, it really shows the type of value that you are going to deliver. In fact, that struck me when it was when Pastor was talking about how to communicate your solutions, your character, your competence. You know, he was making reference as to that tailor that he used as an example. So please, if you are gaining value, get yourself prepared. Dami will be speaking. Oguntoye Oluwadamilare will be speaking on visibility. Now that we all understand what, if you have any questions immediately after the maybe the third section, we're going to quickly answer questions. So please, Dami, over to you. Dami is a software engineer as well, and is also a digital marketer. So tonight he will be sharing with us what visibility is all about and how to go about it. Thank you. Dami, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's nice being here again this evening. And at the same time, I want to appreciate our last speaker. They just presented speaker, Mr. Adeyemo Adeolu, for the wonderful, wonderful presentation. It's as if we share our script. Well, it's been a while we've seen each other, but that's to tell you that he has really set some paces, and we'll be building on it. At the same time, I'll be using some words. There are some words that you keep hearing over and over tonight. So I welcome everyone once again. If you are still active now, I just want you to just drop an emoji to show you are around, you are hearing me, and good. The network is not bad. You can just drop an emoji. Let's just start from there while I pull up my slide. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's great. Pekka King, thank you. Thank you, Pekka King. You can still drop yours. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. So I will just be presenting what I call the visibility that converts. Visibility that converts. So our first speakers really said a lot about getting your branding together. And now, after getting the branding, what's the next thing? How do you maximize the brand that you have created? How do you harness your brand with available technology for profit? Because it's not enough to have brand, and either we like it or not, digital era has come to stay. Anyone sleeping on it, is already late. And it's obvious that a lot of us are familiar with digital technology. That is why we are available on this meeting, because this meeting was solely broadcasted on digital platforms. So I'll start from there. Visibility that converts. I want us to see this as now. What I will be dwelling more will be visibility versus virality, and gaining visibility and maximizing your audience. So I will take instance to compare what visibility is, and at the same time what virality is, because a lot of us today, a lot of things we see, they are not actually visible. They are not actually visible. They are just viral. I think I'm talking to someone. A lot of the things we see today are not visible. They are just viral. You can just write that down so that you won't forget. A lot of things we see today are not visible. They are just viral. And Mr. Adeolu has already defined visibility. That visibility is making your values visible. That's it. I'm not going to define visibility for us again. So a lot of things we see today are not visible. They are just viral. And I will just show you an example. Does anyone remember this? If you remember this, can just drop an emoji. Anyone? Or you drop a message in the chat if you actually remember that. Very good. Very, very good. So what about this? Anyone? Do you remember this other one? Okay, good. Both are what we are familiar with. Both are what we are actually familiar with. The Jollof, biggest Jollof post story, and then at the same time, the what was it called? Indomie. Indomie has been around for a while, for a very long time, and to this moment, Indomie is still here. Indomie has been around for a while, and to this moment, still here. So something I want us to know is the first case was viral. A lot of us see it, then we talk about it. Everybody is trying to engage it, spark some reactions all over. But as a business person, if there is little or no value that was derived from this first case, this big pot, little was derived from it, because if you take into consideration the amount of money spent on putting this together and what was made at the end of the day for the business, it doesn't match. It's a whole lot of waste. But if you see anywhere you come across this, even much more than what they are spending, they are making huge return from it. They are making huge profit from it. So that's the first scenario I'm creating, since it's something we are related with. Another one is this: visibility is strategic presence. Visibility is not being everywhere. Visibility is being available strategically, strategic presence. And like the first speaker has said, visibility is being consistently present in the right places with the right message and before the right audience. Consistently present. You've had consistently over and over again in this meeting. Now, present in the right places with the right message before the right audience. I would just go back to that example that he said that the fashion designer is trying to engage, posted so many things that is not related to what is offering as a service or the value. Now, this fashion designer has an audience. He has someone or people that are interested in patronizing him. But the message is totally wrong. The message is not reflecting the brand. And this is one of the greatest mistakes a lot of internet users make today. For the fact that you are trying to jump on trend because we don't want to miss out, the fear of missing out, we tend to post out substances that contradict our services. A lot of people, before reaching out to you, as he has said, they will have gone all over your content, they will have gone over your page, read about you. And if you don't have the right message, if you have the right audience, if you are just going to be viral, you won't be visible, because visibility is communicating your value. And that thing, visibility is not about being everywhere. I've said it's being where your audience is looking and giving them what they want. And do not confuse visibility with viral with visible. You don't have to confuse it. They are not the same thing. One is strategic, while one is just random random scenario. I'm going to compare what visibility is side by side. The first one is attention. When something is viral within 15, 10 minutes, a lot of people will be talking about it. But when it's visible, it is consistently recognition. It's not about a lot of people talking about it at the same time. It's getting people to talk about it or getting people to have it in app for a very long period of time. Like Indomie has been around since 2000 and it's still around now. People still talk about it now. People are still engaging in patronizing them till this moment. But the first case I show you, the biggest jollof rice pot, just gather for a few days, and after a while, it went down. Nobody is talking about it again. But I believe you me, in every street, in every house today, you will still find people engaging in Indomie. Despite doctors warning that Indomie is bad, it's not good for your head, people still eat it because they are contributing value. So that's the first one. Another one is virality is just a short time hack. They just engage it, share it, and they don't talk about it again. But visibility is you having a long time presence. Virality attracts random people. Anybody just talk about it anyhow once everything is trending. Like a case that is trending now on the internet, I think what was it called? With the Olodokosho or what? I'm trying to get the name. Everybody will talk about it, and when we enter with new reality, it's out of people's mind. Visibility will give you the attention remains with the right audience. Another one, just like I've said, virality will fade quickly. I'm still going to show you the attention span of people and the media. Virality fades quickly. After a while, people stop talking about it, and that's it. Why visibility build brand memory? At the extent that if I continue to mention some things now, a lot of us will be able to relate with it. A lot of us will be able to relate with it for the fact that it is something we are recognized with, something we are familiar with, and like that. So that's visibility versus virality. And that one is virality focus on reach, while visibility focus on relevance. So there's a study that shows that 95% of tweets are not relevant after impression for after 24 hours and half-life of about 80 minutes. So when something happens, that is why some of the celebrities keep doing the way they do and the government keep doing how they are behaving now, because they know that after a while, people will stop talking about it. Once something happened, the news will be everywhere, but give people a few minutes, few days, they stop talking about it. So attention span by platform in the last year, which is 2025. Facebook, an average event will go viral and trend on Facebook for about a day to two. Between 1 and 2 days, the event is off on Facebook. On X, which was formerly Twitter, an average scenario, no matter how worse it is, will be visible for about 24 hours. Anything after 24 hours is gone. Nobody is talking about it again. It has become old trend. Instagram as well is about 19 hours. After 19 hours, Instagram lost relevance. TikTok has at least a considerable number of attention span, 24 to 72 hours. While YouTube is about 1 to 2 days. So this is how long attention lasts on all these platforms. I know we are talking about visibility from the point of digital visibility. So if you are trending on any of these platforms, if you are viral, this is average hour or time a post can perform. Now, let's explore some trends. How many of us remember this? If you remember this image on my screen, you can just unmute your mic and just say something, or drop it in the comment. Just say something. Becca can unmute your mic and just say something. Do you remember this then?
Yes, sir.
Hello, if anyone just remember this, I'll just read. Strange snake swallowed 36 million cash in Jam office. You know, it sparked a lot of debate. Then a lot of people are talking about it. That how is it possible? This and that. But you know, in the last 365 days, it doesn't come out to the attention again. Nobody, even in the last 3 5 years, nobody is talking about it again. What about this? Sometimes last year, average person, their status, their profile picture is this second image. I think we can relate to this now. Please, I want reactions. I want interaction. You can talk. Just unmute your mic. Just say something. Can we relate to this other image, the second image here? Do we remember when
Yes,
it was posted? How many of us use our
yes,
as
yes.
our display picture then?
I
That's
did.
good.
I
You
didn't
didn't
use
use
it though.
it. Some of us won't actually, but a lot of people use it. And it's all like, if you don't use it, you are not a
Yeah.
Christian or something like that. Let's move. What about this? Do you remember this image? Does anyone remember this third one?
Yes, yes, sir.
These are actually something that why they are trending, the wave, the attention they are getting. It's like if it's going to pull down the whole earth. But after a while, it all went down. So that is how viral things work. Something that went viral, just give it a time. It's just law of gravity. Everything that go up will probably come down. Hope you are getting something. Now let me give you the goal of visibility. After putting your brand in place, after crafting your brand with the templates and principle that the first speaker gave us, after crafting it, and after recognizing what you are known for, the first thing is you are going to be visible to create awareness. It's not overnight that people get to know you or you went viral overnight. No. A lot of people are going viral, a lot of Instagram are going viral every day, but they are not aware. People don't get to know what it actually takes. People don't discover you, they don't discover what you are rendering, the value, the core message you are preaching. Now people don't discover it. The second one is understanding. When something is visible, once they are aware about it, they should be able to, or you to say something is actually visible online. After people have seen it, they should be able to understand it. They should be able to interpret it and relate to themselves. Okay, this is this. Just like Indomie, you know, when you are hungry, you want to eat something in few minutes, you can actually put it up and eat. So people should understand what it is and how it works. Another one is trust. They should be able to trust you. And something that will give you trust is consistency. People know that, no, this person will actually show up. They will be able to trust. There is one of my mentors that said in his early days of starting his business, someone invested mightily in the business. And this same person doesn't call. They don't bother to call or reach out and ask about their investments. It was still the same mentor that reached out to the person that you've invested this much. You don't even ask about your investment. You are not saying anything. I said, I don't have any problem with it. I'm not worried because I keep seeing you all over. So for people to trust you, they should keep having your message all over. When they are on their Instagram, you are there. The WhatsApp, everywhere, they are there. You are there. And the message should not be different from one another. It should be the same value you are contributing. It should be the same thing. It's not that you are the one that is doing fashion design. I'm sorry, we are using fashion designer as a case study this night, as the first speaker have said. And you are the one that is still posting pictures of people dancing in the club that is not related to what you are doing. Or you are a counselor. You now show yourself drinking, smoking, all these things. You know, it questions the people that want to patronize you. They feel like, take for example, now how many of us will walk up to a doctor? You go to a doctor office now and you just see him, he's trying to pack out the drinks or sometimes he has been drinking. How will you feel? You won't feel comfortable because the impression that was created is not a good one. It's not a good visibility. You understand? Please, if you are following, you can just drop an emoji so I will say I'm not talking to myself. Thank you very much, Becca King. Thank you, Ademo. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oyewo. Thank you so much. So that's it. Another one is engagement. Something that you know that you are visible. Something like me now. Before I will relate to, I'm just giving my template. Before I will relate to anything on the internet, I will go to the comments. No matter the number of views, I will just see the first 5 comments or the top comments. What are the people saying? Are they talking in relation to what the message is about? Are they asking questions based on the based on the value that the person is giving out in the content, or they are just saying hi, nice? You know, there are fake engagement everywhere. Even the views, we have fake views, fake numbers, and just say hello, all those things. There is how they run it. So for you to, before judging that this thing is actually visible or viral, check the engagement. And for you to have a feedback of, are you passing your message to the right audience, or are the right audience feeling you? Check your questions. Check what you are being asked. Check the comments they are leaving for you on your page. This will give you a check of, okay, am I on track, or what are my audience really asking for? And the last one is conversion. The major, which this last is the major goal of visibility. It must be able to convert. You know, at the end of the day, you must be able to ensure that after people have seen you, you've danced, you've shown your message, of course, they must be able to patronize. They must be able to patronize. And people won't patronize overnight, but for the fact that you are consistent, they should be able to patronize you. And here is how to generate visibility. Just a quick tips. Visibility starts with a clear message. If your audience sees your content but cannot understand you, they don't understand what you do, they don't understand who you help or why you matter, they won't engage you. Because believe you me, there is nothing you are doing today that are not tons of people doing it. Everywhere you get to see people that are doing what you are doing. So there must be something that makes you stand out. They should be able to relate with you, that you solve their pain. And for you to generate visibility, you must answer, who do you want to reach out to? What problem do you want to solve? What do you want to be known for? And these are basic questions that guide you crafting your brand. What value are you bringing? What are you doing differently than the people that are already doing those stuff? And that one is, which platform are your audience very active? Now, how to manage your visibility? Control what people see and what they remember about you. This is very, very important. If I'm seeing anyone online, if I'm seeing you and you want to make a post, or you want to do something on the internet today, I'll just ask, ensure that what you are putting out today, when you become the president of the nation, you should be able to defend that. You should be able to identify with what you are putting out. This is one of the major abuses of the internet and data technology. And the truth is, if you are not managing your visibility, the platform will manage it for you. If you go online today and you search about anybody, even if it's someone that has not posted in a very long time, the digital platforms still have idea of giving out some information about the person. Like now, if I have a Facebook, let me say I have a YouTube account that I've never posted on my YouTube. I keep streaming on YouTube. I keep watching all kind of things. You know, if I give you my phone to check out my YouTube, that home page will tell you about me, because you'll be able to see what I spend my attention on, what I'm viewing. That's what you, and all these things you are doing, all your activity online are being used to craft your brand, to craft your identity. Don't be surprised that when people go online to search about you, they'll be able to read a lot without you posting, because of your activity online. So visibility must be managed, because people form opinions based on what they repeatedly see from you. That's just it. Look at it now. The tailor might be the best, might be the person that at least have the best craft, but for the fact that the message they are passing out is contradicting to what the value they are rendering, you know, you've automatically decide that no, this is not a good person to deal with, because they are going to form your value from that thing. We have scenario where people are traveling abroad today and they just go online to check about their social media platform. They see what they posted over and they said, no, you are not qualified for this visa. We are not giving you. What? Your visibility. If you don't manage it, one day it's going to come up to you. So as a person in business or as an individual, you must keep your message consistent. You don't talk about this business today, and after a while, you go to another business. And of course, you might be trying to figure out what works for you, but in the long run, people will be like, I can't invest I can't partner this person. He has done this, has done it. We don't even know the one he's doing. So don't be surprised if you engage him with your money today, tomorrow you just go and start another thing. So that's very important. Another one is brand smartly. Use your normal, ensure you have a great brand color, the visibility of those things. Of course, it still add up. Engage that as well. Make your biography and portfolio profile everything very easy to understand. Don't complicate issues. Share content that matches what you want to be known for. Share content that matches what you want to be known for. Don't just make comments. Yeah, in the political space today, we have a lot of things going on. We have people that have said something, and at the end of the day, they've become against what they criticize. So, and people keep questioning that who is this person actually, and the same thing that is affecting business. So, be conscious of what you want people to know you for, and avoid posting about things that damage your credibility. Don't just jump on trend. Don't just post anything. Don't just reshare. Ask yourself, what I'm about to share, what will be the impact on my business? Are we together? Please, if you are getting anything, just let me drop an emoji again. Let me just. I want to check if you are actually together. Please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. And if you are in business, once you are visible, you are making offer, you are making posts, ensure it is clear. Don't complicate issues. So, and keep your contact and buying process simple. All those ones. That's after you've been visible enough. So another one is how to sustain visibility. These are core ways that you can use to sustain visibility. Of course, visibility is not viral. It's not that people just get to see you overnight, but you are present, and you are present with value. You are giving out value. So how you sustain it is, one, post consistently. If you are talking about this, ensure you talk about it consistently, not randomly. It's not as if you do it today and you are not getting enough results, you go back. No, engage consistently. You have series of the top content creators today. When they first started, it's as if they are not called for it. If you go back to their old posts, you see people like 1,000 posts, people that have about millions of posts today, But consistency. I saw a post somewhere today online, and at the same time, it reminded me of some of the things I've been used to. The water does not break the rock because of its force or the energy, but it's because of the persistence. It's consistent over time. You just see that the water, the rain will be able to just break through the rock. It's not by stress. Just keep showing up, keep doing it. And the second one is repeat your core message often. What you want them to know you for, keep repeating it for them often. And that one is create content pillar around your expertise. Content pillars are your educational content, entertainment content, proof or testimonial content, and the likes. Those are content pillars. And another one is repurpose one idea into different formats. Repurpose your main idea into different formats. Let people be able to see it when they see you. There are some things that when you see them today, when you see Coca-Cola today, there is always red, Pepsi, blue, all those things. Let people be able to identify you. Another one is build list, your email list, contact, WhatsApp list, or community. Keep growing your audience. Follow up with people that show interest. It's not enough to just keep posting. Check who are those commenting on your post, who are those reacting. Follow up with them. Another one is for people in business, share proof regularly. Share your proofs regularly. Keep educating your audience. Keep giving, a lot of us today, some of the people we listen to, because we can relate to them, they are giving something we can actually learn from. And the last one I'm going to give you, stay active, even when the sales are not immediate. Of course, sales will not happen overnight. You are not going to become visible overnight. You can be viral overnight, but you are not going to become visible overnight. There are so many people that have been viral and they are not visible. They are not relevant. But if you want to be visible, stay active even when the sales are not coming. Keep posting, keep pushing, and I believe we are going to make it to the top eventually. So thank you, everyone. This is where I'm.
Sir, Sabis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. If you have a
Oh,
question, you can drop it in the message as
so it's the previous slide. Sorry, can you just post it very briefly? The one on how to sustain visibility.
yes,
And
this
I'll
is
just
it.
take a screenshot. Okay.
Of course, you
Done.
can.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
You
So
can
this is it.
screenshot
This is
it,
how
and the video will still be
we do
reposted.
posted as well.
It's currently being recorded, and you can also rewatch on
Of
the
course, if you are in any of our community, if you are in any
we
of the
also have.
community, we are going to drop the slide.
Okay.
We are going to drop the slide in the community. So join one. So I'm
Can you
Oluwadamilare
get
Daniel.
that? The goal of
So
this is
you can
for.
just connect me on any of my platform. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's
Thank you
nice
for
being
that
here.
wonderful presentation. Anytime I'm under your teaching, I'm always blessed. Honestly speaking, you dished out value. Please, we can use emoji to just appreciate him for that wonderful presentation, for his time. Um, and finally, of course, we have three things on our slides for many who have on our flyer. For many who are familiar with our WhatsApp, our community platform. Now, the goal is this: what we're trying to do is we are trying to help younger entrepreneurs to get it more faster, understand how and what it takes to be feasible in today's digital world. And Adeyemo Adeolu has really dished out value in terms of branding. And one thing that I learned early about branding is that it's like an office. But this time around, it's not your physical office, it's your virtual office. The way you brand yourself will determine the type of jobs you are going to, the type of clients you are going to attract. So, if anybody puts comfort developers online, you should be able to see one or two things, and so have many other tech brands as well. And if you don't position yourself properly, it will be very hard for you to earn the type of amount that some of your competitors are earning. We have to understand that very well. Positioning ourselves properly on. You see, when people say they are into business and maybe you just want to search about them online and you see flyers, you see the way they even design their flyers, it sends a kind of message to the type of money you can give out to them. And it's very important. And after you have branched yourself or your business, then another thing that is much more important is visibility. Back in the early days of internet, it's not being used for business; it's being used for military. But when the WW, we call it World Wide Web, started, that was when people started thinking of using it for business, using it for commercial purpose and some any other thing. And there is need for people to trust you before they can buy from you. And that takes us to the last part of this training, which I'll be presenting. And if you have questions, I will try to make it brief so that I'll try to make it brief so that we can answer questions. The goal of these events is to make sure that young entrepreneurs get things done faster than. So I'm going to share this. Let me present now what I have for my presentation. So I'm trying to see. Oh, okay, I think just a minute, please. Let me see if my screen can be visible. right? So please, if you can see my screen, let me know. Can you see my slide now?
We can't see your slide yet. Can't see your slide.
Okay, you can see my slide there. Let me stop sharing. You should be able to see my slide now. If Can you see my slide now?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So there are three major things that determines sales. The first one is your which is the one that branding, especially in today's digital world. People don't need to walk into your office before they patronize you. You need to brand yourself in such a way that you can give an impression that you're not a scammer. And that takes you to the next page, which has to do with visibility. Somebody whose face is constantly on the internet, people quickly trust such a person than somebody who is just using maybe a cartoon, maybe an icon for his profile, maybe something that when people even search for that your name, it becomes harder for them to see. And if you are doing business or whatever thing you are doing that require people to give them their money in this digital age, in as much as you know that you are not a scammer, because the only scammer that is not visible, all of that, you have to be visible. And many of us really need to understand this, that a lot of the time when we say we're in a business and you keep teaching out value, you keep reaching out to people, even though you are not getting your expected response, you are creating uh, a mindset. There's a mindset that goes in the mind of people that this guy is doing fine. And the way you present yourself is very, very much important. So I quickly titled this turning attention into revenue. I have just about 20 to 30 minutes, then we ask our questions, then we round up for tonight. Turning attention into revenue. Attention is useless if it doesn't add up to your sales. Attention is useless on the internet, whatever thing you do online. It could be on a long term and it could be on a short term, depending on what you are doing. For example, for you to build a trust, it's going to take a huge number of time. There's a principle in selling that we call the 7-11 4 principle. It's 7 hours of interaction, 11 touch points, and so 4 different platforms. This simply means that anybody that is engaging with you must already, the value you are giving us, the information they are learning from you must be an accumulation of around 7 hours. So that's not the topic for today. Let me just quickly go into my slides. So from brands to bank, the heart of modern sales. Now we want to bridge the gap between visibility and revenue, because the end goal of every visibility should be revenue. So if it is not revenue, then it becomes viral, like Damin has explained out there. So now branding, I'm quickly going to summarize some of the things that Adeyamadelu Oladamilare has dished out in their teaching. So branding is your promise. It is who you are and what you stand for. When my brother was, when he listed out some names, you know what I did when I was listing another name? I quickly go back online. I search for my personal name as well. Yes, it represents all of these he mentioned. Branding is your promise. It is who you are and what you stand for. A lot of the time, you can never know who is watching. I used to share this a lot with people. there was somebody that works with our brand, a lady that works with Comfort Developer. She was staying somewhere in Akobo, and I think in her flat there is another person who happens to be a friend who was staying in the next flat. So I think there was an ongoing conversation. The guy now said, "Oh, I know you from Comfort Developers." I was smiling because people have actually been seeing some of the things she has been doing for the brand and all of that. So already she's becoming a public figure. And that's how it actually starts. This has also happened to me a lot of times. There was a time I was driving, I think I was along that color. So somebody was on the bike, was just shouting, see this. I was like, who is this? Who is this? Who is that? Whenever people call that name, I know they knew me somewhere. And names like that, it's like a pet name. People really people who are not that close to you will not call that name. So I knew somebody knew me somewhere. So I was trying to figure out who that person is and all of that. And it happens to be like I happened to discover that the person was one of our students. Though it took me a long time before I could recognize that face. So branding is your promise. It is who you are and what you stand for. And the second one is visibility. It's just like your megaphone. It is how the right people find you. The right people. The right people. Let me make a kind of comparison between virality and visibility. Virality is just everybody seeing you. Things that are common, maybe there's a leak video. There are they are viralities. People who are supposed to see it, you see it. People who are not supposed to see it, you see it. But when we talk about visibility, it's like your mega. It is how the right people find you. People want to grow. I started a series. Today is 28th. I started a series 1st of June. I call it 30-day life detox. It was a kind of podcast, maybe 2 to 3 minute podcast that was designed for people who really want to change their life, who really want to develop themselves. Because the starting point of everything, you want to grow a business, you want to improve your sales, is personal development. You want to learn a test, is personal development. And behind every personal development, there are mindsets, because we constantly, of course, we live in a negative world, and there are mindsets you must carry. Amidst of scarcity, you must be able to say abundance. That was why I said, okay, why that 30-day life detox uh, goes around almost all different aspects of life, but it's a prerequisite for anybody that wants to grow anything. Being it a business, being it you want to go to school, you want to rebuild a relationship, just cut across, you want to build a brand, you want to expand, it's just a prerequisite. There are mindsets you must carry. So when you want the right people to see you, there is a way you must present your brand. And the people who have that similar mindset will be able to see you. And the third one is sale. So behind your brand, all the work that have been done from the branding aspect, the visibility aspect, the end goal is to have a sales. For example, now what we're doing tonight is not really about sales, but it's going to fast track a lot of sales. So sale is where the promise meets the payoff. It could be instant sales, it could be a long-term sales. And right now in a digital world where competition are on the increase every day, you don't expect to have sales immediately. So there is a statistic, that's not our class for tonight, but I'll quickly talk about it. There is a statistics of every advert. If you are on an advert that is expected to convert immediately, there is a map. We have the 311, we have the three, I think 11, the 3, 17, 20, and the 60 graph. So we call it the 3% of all your advert is expected to convert immediately. That's if your audience if your visibility is positions to the right audience. So sale is where the promise made the pay off, turning attentions into action. No, that your attention, that your visibility, there must be an end goal. There must be an end goal. Many of us are familiar with watching different video reels online. If you watch some reels, there is always an end goal. Maybe it's being redirected to a YouTube channel or redirected to a sales page or whatever it is. So sales is where now there's a reality check that I want us to quickly go through. There is this myth about sales, and this makes a lot of people not want to go into sales. They don't want to go into selling, and selling is a very interesting field because if you understand selling very well, I used to teach that in any of the classes I am privileged to do that. Selling, there is this might that sale is pushing, and it's because people who go into sales most times don't have understanding of what sales is really all about. Some of them end up begging because they don't have the fundamental uh, requirement that they are what they are helping people to make decisions. They are making people to make decisions. And I'm going to give us an example of that. The goal of sales is not to the goal is not to convince, it is to diagnose. You need to diagnose, you need to diagnose what the problem is. So when a sale is pushy, it begins, oh, this is good for you. When you do this, this will happen. When you do this, this will happen. But that is not what sale is all about. It is not to convince people to get whatever thing you are selling. I'm holding this book. The book is Selling Secrets. It is the fact that I want to sell this book is not the reason for anybody that I'm talking to buy the book. So when I say, this book is good for you, if you can see the color, it will help you to. That is you are trying to convince them. Now, the first thing that I need to know is this person really interested in this book? So it is what you diagnose. You diagnose, and this is what I've come up with. Most people hate sales because they think it is about manipulation. It is not. It is about diagnose. Now, let's take a doctor for example. If a doctor tries to sell surgery before diagnosing your illness, what will happen? Nobody will stay. Let's say, for example, you go to an hospital now and doctor say, "Oh, you have not even complained. They have not even diagnosed what the problem is." Okay, just take a card there, pay 250,000 there, go to the theater there. Nobody will stay. Nobody, everybody will run because you say, this is a madman. This is not a doctor. So the same thing about sales. Sales is the same. And in this case, you are the doctor. If you are into sales, whatever thing you do online, whatever thing you do, there's a book I wrote called Selling Secrets. This book really a mini book. Why another fashion will be coming out. This mini book will explain everything about selling. You are the doctor. The product is whatever product you are selling is a cure, and the diagnosis is what understanding your customer's problem. If you don't understand your customer problem, there's no way you can give the person a cure. For example, somebody who is having a running stomach, and you are recommending operation for the person, you don't understand the problem. So that's one of the reality check we need to first understand. And there are 3 steps sales framework that I'm going to give us tonight. The first one is connect. Connect is you build a rapport. Then when you connect with people, which has to do with what branding and visibility is currently doing. Now, when then you diagnose. When you diagnose, you are uncovering their pain. You want to know what the problem is all about. That's when you can prescribe. That's when you cover your solution. That's when you cover your solution. So the next we need to know is this. Now, we need to forget that complex with modern sales, this and that, selling. You have to all those, you have to stand in front of the mirror. Where this is just a simple thing. Connect is you make people feel heard, not to be so to you diagnose, ask questions until they admit that they have that problem you can solve. The third one is to prescribe. Only then you can offer your solution. So if you still skip any of the three steps, you fail. So what are we doing when we talk about branding? When we talk about your branding, when we talk about your visibility, we are trying to connect with them. And amidst of your visibility, whatever thing you do out there will probably be talking about their problem. And when they reach out to you, you still ask more further questions. There's a rule, and it is called the 80-20 rules. The 80-20 rules simply says that you do the listening for 80% and you do the talking for about 20%. I don't know if I put it here. Yes, ask questions. I mentioned all of that. What's your biggest challenge right now? Ask people questions. How can that cost you time and money? What happens if you don't fix this? So now I talk about it. Speak for 20% and listen for 80%. The money is in the questions. Don't talk about your features. Ask about their pain. What happens if you don't fix this? This creates urgency. Let them tell you why they need to buy from you. So that's about selling. And we have what we call objection. There's no way you go into selling. There's no way you build your brand, you build your visibility, and you are gradually moving them to the where you are going to take money that you are not going to be rejected. Because an afraid person, immediately you need to speak to them, they are in the offensive mode. They are guiding their finances. So most times the objection comes like that. And there's something about sales that you will hear a lot of yes before you hear you hear a lot of no before a single yes. And that happens to many of us who prospect. There's an aspect of sales that has to do with prospecting. If you are prospecting, then you are going to have a lot. You have to understand that whatever thing you do, if you are launching a product and if the product is not accepted in the market, if you are reaching out to people in terms of solving the problem for them and you are rejected, it is not that you are a bad person. It is not that you had. It's just that there are some criteria you have not met. And I put it this way that please, I think somebody's someone's mic needs to be muted so that so sorry for that. I think there's okay. Let me quickly go to. So, okay, objections. We'll talk about the lack method. Now, you listen to your prospect, whether it's a prospect or a customer, don't interrupt them. That's why I said the 80-20%. Listen to them for 80% of the time. And then the 20% will be just recommending you are recommending the solutions for them. Now, listen, acknowledge, that's validate their concern, then respond, address root cause, then close, ask for the next step. So if, for example, when you are closing a deal, your client is saying they can't afford it. You ask them question like, is it a budget issue or a priority issue? So whatever the response is will help you to know if they are having an issue with it is about your product or your offer. So when someone says it's too expensive, they are not saying no. They are just simply saying they don't see value yet. So they don't see the value you are giving out. So you use what we call the lack. Listen, acknowledge, respond. You turn your objections into a conversations about value. So then when we're talking about closing, which is where you ask, there's a rule that over promise and over deliver. I'm not going to talk about that. Don't be afraid to ask. There's something. This is where a lot of people feel when it comes to selling, when it comes to converting their what's it called sales to money. They are afraid to ask, and that's not how it works. There's this assumption clause that you can use, especially when you have talked about your price and everything. You give them question, maybe two questions, that whichever one they pick out of the questions is a yes for you. So you don't ask a question, when do you want to pay? No, 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 no. You can ask questions like, which payment plan work best for you? Is it bank transfer or maybe an online payment? Now, both question is going to give you a yes answer. And you can also ask questions like, okay, so we start on Monday or Wednesday? So you are not giving them the what's it called? The energy to say no. If you are going to respond to the question, it will be okay. Monday is okay, or Wednesday is okay. Some of them will be afraid because this assumption clause has built a level of confidence in you that your customer most times will not have an alternative to say. They will not have choice than to say it. And there's something that you need to understand. There's a silence usually after you are trying to close a sales. As far as some of the things that I will be teaching the 90 days sales challenge, is starting by July. After you have asked for what's it called, you want to close the deal, stop talking. Don't say anything. I mentioned this in selling secrets. Anybody that responds early loses the deal. The first person who speaks loses. So silence is the kind of thing that puts the ball in your court. It puts it that, oh, you are in command. So when you are closing the, these are some people will have taken their customers, and that's why when people run paid adverts and all of that, is that for them. After a while, they started chatting with customers, and they just discovered that the customer stopped responding. What happened? You don't know how to close the conversation is getting too long. Close the deal. You present your values, and many people don't know how to close the deal. And the thing about today's world, especially this business world, is that the fact that AI is doing a lot of things is going to take away jobs from people. But sales is not a job that AI can do for you because you are interacting with people. You are interacting with people. And that's why if you really want to do well, you have to learn about sales. So what's the action plan today? This is a new week. Identify 5 prospects. Write 3 diagnosis questions for each of them and practice the assumptive close. When we say identify 5 prospects, and that takes us to what we call prospecting. Remember that sales is not a skill, it's not a talent. Sales is a skill, it's not a talent. And you don't need to be born with you don't need to be born. It's something you can learn. So you can pick 5 people. For many who already know how prospecting is all about, you can prospect 5 clients. Right there, there's what we call the 3 P's of selling. There is identify their pain, identify their pockets, and identify the power. Pain, pocket, and power. So use all those things when you are prospecting to your clients or to anyone you are prospecting to. So you don't need to be a born sales person. You just need to practice. Because where issue really comes from is that people don't really need to, they don't know how to convert their audience to sales. They don't know how to convert them to. I used to have a friend, a lot of the time I get another way to prospect with his clients. Because at the end of the day, I used to tell them that, okay, sometimes if you don't know how to prospect and when to close deal, a project that you are supposed to charge 2 million, you can head up taking the project for maybe 100,000. Honestly, a lot of the time when a client comes in such a way of extortion, and this is how they come. Let me just share that little secret. Some of them will come with complaints, they come with issues, they come with how much they have lost money in the past. You know, that kind of person wants to use emotional intelligence against you. They want to, and if you understand that very well, that is the time you become more professional the way you talk to them. So when you let familiarity set in, you lose your chances of anyway. That's the selling class. It's not part of it. But what is important now is you must learn how to do what? Convert your actions. All your visibilities, all your branding must be converted to sales. And there is always a journey. There's always a journey when you are converting your visibility that we call the hell to heaven journey. And of course, there's a practical approach to it for every brand. There's a hell to heaven journey. There's a way that makes your people to keep following you. So pick 5 people this week, ask the right questions, close the deal, try it over and over again, practice over and over again. So this coming July, there's this program that we're starting. It's a 90-day digital visibility and sales challenge. People have been asking me for the price, but it's going to be two-way. It's going to be free and it's going to be paid. The free versions will just be a little video clips that will be shared on our platforms. You can have the platform, the link tinyurl.com/90 days visibility. And this is for whether it's individual, you want to grow your personal brand, you want to grow. When I talk to people that conversion is not about the number of social media followers you have, people don't really understand. Sometimes I see that, I look at some of my mentors who are doing well when it comes to conversion. I look at their number of social media followers. It's not much. It's not just gathering virality users. So you can have somebody that have just 1,000 follower people and is converting better than somebody that have 50,000 followers. Why? This is a social media hit. If you keep posting virality, post different news, we live in a negative world, and negative news spread more faster. So if you keep posting negative news up and down, you get a lot of followers, whether you like it or not. But if you keep posting positive things that add value, it is only the few who are determined to add value to their lives that will follow you. That's why most times brands do make mistakes. In fact, business owners who are not joining meetings like this are not doing. They make that mistake because, as a matter of fact, people call themselves social media influencer. They go ahead as buying visibility. They buy followers, so they use it as a prospect. They use it as a prospect. They write their proposal. They send it to big brand. I have this number of users. They even buy views. They buy engagements. They buy comments. Whether I like, they buy comments. That's why sometimes you see comments on some posts. The comment is not going to be related as well. That's the end of the fact that they are buying comments. They want to become more visible. So they have to fake it to make it. And there's something about social media is this: when people begin to follow you, you begin to get more popular. There's a tendency for other people to follow you as well. That's one thing about the social media. What's it called? So the 90 days visibility challenge is going to be too for people who can afford the training. It's going to be details will be out by the 30th of this month, latest. On the prices, it's just something that's affordable for anybody. but it's going to be a workout plan as well, where we'll have a time where we'll meet like this, and you share your challenges. We help you with breakdown. But of the truth, there's going to be free passion for anybody who wants to join on what they need to do to get visibility. But the action part is where we are going to guide you through on getting the right visibility. You don't necessarily, this is a digital world, and when I advise people to start a business, the next question is, where am I going to get a customer? The way you are going to get customers should not be an issue. The problem you are solving is what you need to do, what we call the SWOT analysis. Do people really want this solution? So if people really want your solution, how many number of people want your solution? If you have a higher number of people that are having the same problem that needs solution, then you are good to go. They don't need to be your family. You don't need any contact. I do tell people this. If you are doing a business if you are doing a business, a solution that is common, that everybody is solving, then you will struggle if you are not creative with how you solve that problem. I was sharing with someone that though we are software developer, but we have to restructure our own system. We must create a market that is uncontested for. So when people begin to listen, brands begin to listen to some of the things that we do, how we tackle their challenges, how we tackle some of their problems, they have no other options. You can see the links there. You can join that channel if you are not in the channel. And that's all I have for us for tonight. My name is Felix Odukami. You can search for me on all social media, being in Instagram, being in TikTok, being in LinkedIn, being in Facebook, being in X. Most times I'm not, when I'm free, I do use some of the social media platform, but a lot of the time, this is a WhatsApp channel. Is Angie, you can join the WhatsApp channel. There's an ongoing 30 days live detox that will end next tomorrow. It's just a 3 minutes video or audio. And you can also see the complete list of the 30-day live detox on what's it called? On Spotify. Thank you. So while we look at I'll stop my slides now. While we look at questions, if you have any other have questions, either the question is for me or the question is for any of the speaker, you can quickly attend to it. All right, thank you. So if there's any questions that we want us to attend to, please let's use the comment section, or we can use the okay. Do you have anybody that have questions? You can raise your hand and unmute your mic if you have more than one. Let's see. Do we have anybody that have questions for tonight, or you need clarity about any subject from what has been discussed tonight? Okay, I think some people are sending message to me. Okay, I'm going to share the link. Okay, I'm going to share the link. So there is always a saying about every program, whether you read a book or whether you join a program or you are reading a book, is that you have to listen to it over and again before you can get the best out of it. In fact, there's a prediction that you must have listened or watched or learned that thing for up to 5 times before you can get the best out of it. And because of that, this meeting is being recorded, and it's going to be posted tonight by God's grace, maybe tonight or tomorrow, depending on how fast Google send us the link on Skill Up, on Comfort Developers, on YouTube channel. And for many of us who are on the WhatsApp platform, one of our WhatsApp platform, and will have access to it. So if you are not on the WhatsApp platform, I'm going to share the link to that, or I'm sharing the link to that right now. You can see that on the. So this training is what we do every month, just to enlighten individual and business owner to gain more visibility. So I'm sharing the group now. This we call the community um, reading community for entrepreneur. Not only reading anymore, but it's a community whereby we share valuable tips, trainings that can help us to get things more faster. So I'm sharing the link on the comments now before we round up. You can join the link. If you are new, you are not on the platform, and you can see some of our past meetings. This is the sixth one this year. Another one is coming by the end of July. I'm trying to pick the date. The flyer, I'm not sure the flyer is out. But I'll ask our graphic designer. Let me check. There's that tendency that it has been sent to me. Okay, it's not ready. It's not ready yet. But the flyer will be
Sir,
sent.
please, I have a question, sir.
Yes, please go ahead with your question.
Oh, good evening. All right, good evening, sir.
Good evening, man.
Sir, so my is about I hope you can hear me clearly, sir.
Yes, I can now.
Okay. Sir, so the question I want to ask is about this a particular point that if you're doing a business that other people are into, you have to like do it, find a way to like do it differently or something like you said something like that. And this same statement, I heard it yesterday from someone telling me the same thing, that if I know I want to do, like for example now, I plan to like do a business like on like WhatsApp marketing, and I know that a lot of people are already doing this thing, are already selling, like they could basically create group where you post your product, you add people, you send out your link, ask them to join, or you post on your status. But I've been hearing this thing about if you want to make sales, you have to do it differently. And I keep wondering, what does this mean? Does it mean that doing it differently? It's, I mean, like there are not so many options on WhatsApp. I don't know if you get. So what does this doing it differently mean? Like in a WhatsApp, maybe in respect to this WhatsApp business, what can we do differently? Do we maybe apply on more principles to the way we market things, or do we maybe take it to their DMs instead of creating groups? So please can you just help me understand what this doing it differently can actually mean?
Okay, doing business differently can mean a lot depending on the type of business you're doing. So first, you need to understand the problem you are solving. I'm not going to use. You are not specific about what your business is all about. You just want to use WhatsApp as a channel for marketing. But I'm going to take a business, for example. Let me say solar. Let me say solar installation, for example. So let's say, for example, I'm into solar installation. Of course, we are aware now that everybody is trooping into it right now. So if I want to do that business differently, what are the things that I can do? Already, now that I have the enough technical skill to deliver exceptional values, if I'm doing my marketing, I will not do it like the conventional way that everybody is with their own. In terms of, come and buy this. I said this solar and all of that. So I can start by saying that, of course, knowing fully well that there are a lot of amateurs in the industry, I can start by saying that I help people resolve issues when it comes to solar. So now, even despite the fact that we are still targeting the same audience, but I'm speaking to that same audience in another form. That if you already installed a solar system and you are still not getting the value, number one, is targeting an audience who has installed solar before. Maybe the person has fallen into the hand of an amateur. So I can begin to share why the solar system doesn't last longer hour. Maybe the person just got panel, got a lot of things, and just install. There's no accurate calculation. even though I might end up delivering the same value, but in a more professional way. That's when others can listen to you. People are tired of listening to the same thing over and over again. You see, what we do at Comfort Developers, we are tech brands, we have small businesses to grow, and we offer training. There are two line of businesses that we have. In fact, it's even going to fall now. It's even fall now. It's going to five. Now there are two line of businesses that we just reopen. What does one line of business do? We train younger entrepreneur on feasibility. There are free trainings, there are paid trainings. One of the free trainings is what everybody is joining now. It's a way of creating an awareness. So if we consistently keep giving you values, when there's need for you to use their service, something will ring in your brain and you get back to the person that's saying, oh, this person has constantly been dishing out value. That's a tendency that it can give me the best value. A lot of the time, let's say 80% of people will remember the person who has been. So if you are delivering a value and you're using WhatsApp as a channel, you can go beyond WhatsApp. There's nothing, yes, WhatsApp can still be used, but there is something that makes you outstanding. It may not necessarily be only WhatsApp, the only thing that you'll be using for your own advert. I don't know the line of business you are into, but maybe if I have that line of business, I can think about how you can do it differently. Because you're just talking about using WhatsApp as a channel where people can post their business and all of that. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. I said, if I have details about that line of business you are doing, maybe I can share an insight on how you can position it better.
Yes, sir. Oh, sir, are you saying I should share the insights?
Just tell me what the business is all about, the value that business is giving.
Okay. Oh, I tell you, like, friend, just dropping a point. Okay, so basically, it's a business, it's a clothing and hair. So it's just basically corporate wears along with hair.
Okay,
That's
so
what it's about. Specifically
now,
wigs.
okay, corporate wears and wigs. That's
Yes, sir.
wigs for
For
ladies,
females.
females. Yes, females. So now, what are the
Yes,
things you
just
can
females wear.
do? One of the things you can do is that to make it exceptional and make it different from what is common. Most people just pick up the clothes, they tell you price and all of that. If you are the person that can put camera, you can start different in like color combinations of clothes. So that might allow you to extra spend. But you if you want to use yourself as brand, fine. But if you don't want to use yourself as brand, you can begin to bring out colors like, oh, this color goes with this, and when this color goes with this is the meaning. There are things you can research online about that. You don't just do the conventional way. It will look as if you are creating a content for people. But at the end of it, people will be your follower will begin to increase, and at the end of it, it's most likely people are interested in buying clothes. Because when you combine this color with this, it's represent this. You can look into corporate wears that when you're going for interview, these are the things you can do, these are the things you can use, and these are the things you cannot use. So all those things are a way of doing it in a different way. You see, in no time, you will begin to have a lot of followers. And what will they do? People begin to share from the value you are dishing out. They will begin to recommend your videos. And most times, I would advise that you use platforms like WhatsApp, the closed platform. It might not allow you to grow as fast as you want it. You can use platform like TikTok because you post the video and you re-download the video. So when you re-download the video, you can share it on your WhatsApp platform, on any other platforms, or you use your Instagram, you share it. So when some people who are on your WhatsApp platform watch the video, some of them will repost it, and your video already have watermark that is marked with your brands. So all those things are a way of doing it in a different way, not just the random way of people picking out clothes and some will be ringing bell, and that's another way. But I think that part is more common, and it also has to do with the type of audience you want to build. If you are building a corporate audience, I think teaching people about colors, teaching people about the type of wears. There are some clothes you can put on that automatically, if you go for an interview some places, you will be rejected no matter what. There's a way you can dress and you'll be rejected. There are some ties you can put on that you'll be rejected. So those are the things that I think you can do to make it different. That's part of what you can do. I think I've been able to share a little about that. Do you have anybody that have questions? Let me know.
Thank you so much, sir.
That is
I really appreciate these insights. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So do you have anybody that have questions? Okay, so if you want to join our WhatsApp platform, it has been pinned. Give us the next. I think we are good to go now. It's 9 p.m. already. So please, a round of applause for all our facilitator Adeyemo Adeolu. Thank you for coming. Oluwadamilare Daniel, we really appreciate your effort and insights. And to everyone who has attended tonight's meeting, thank you so much for coming. We hope to have you in our platform. The goal is to build more entrepreneur, and more entrepreneur in this digital world has a lot to do with how we position ourselves digitally. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Sir.
All right. Thank you.